Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we got another Raw review for review. What? Why? Why did I mess that up so much? Okay, so for January 20th, this Raw, I mean, it was kind of a grab bag. So I guess we'll jump into it and kind of put it by as much of the segments. I'm gonna bunch a couple of the segments together because it's a weird thing. There was a lot of different stuff and some stuff I wasn't really sure what to include half the time. So I guess we'll just start off with Jey Uso coming down. Great way to start the show. Obviously, like it always gets the crowd pumped. He went in there and then Gunther came down and they had a promo. I honestly like it. I wish they had more time to cook on this feud than what they have. So I kind of don't like that part. But that line was so cold with it, like with Jay saying that only one of them has been main event of WrestleMania, just to kind of put Gunther in his place. And I like it. I really liked it. I'm going to put it in A. I thought it was a good way to kick off the show. Next up, we had a little bit of a backstage segment with JBL. I'm going to put all of JBL's segments here because he basically had one with the New Day, and then he had commentary on the Ray match after this. I think obviously like JBL's kind of a bigger character, and a pretty decent character worker and stuff, and he's been popping up all the indies and stuff, doing his clothesline of hell. And I like he had a lot of funny things to say about Rey Mysterio, obviously being bitter that Rey Mysterio is the one that retired him. So I think it was a pretty solid thing to just put it. B, I feel like it's not like the show was made because he was there, but I did like the segments. Next up, we had Kofi versus Rey Mysterio. For whatever reason, they didn't have an image of that. They just showed the New Day in action. The match itself was pretty solid. Ray actually had a really good match on his side. Like, I really felt like he was bouncing all over the place for being a 50-year-old. Like, it's kind of crazy. But overall, I think it was a pretty solid match. The New Day cheat. Yeah, it didn't really affect the match to a certain extent because it was like we kind of know the New Day are going to be these disgusting heels and stuff. And yeah, I want to put it in B. It was a pretty solid match. I liked it on the show. I thought it was one of those like matches that kind of sprung out of nowhere. I wasn't upset with it. I thought it was pretty solid. Next up, we had Sami Zayn come down. Now, I split this into two because of I feel like it's bigger to split it into two. I don't really know. But Sammy came down, announced that he's joining the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Sammy. I don't know what it is, but he doesn't really do it for me. So that part of the segment, I'm gonna put in D. But then when Kevin Owens came down to confront him, and we thought he was gonna get attacked and all that, but then he ended up just gaslighting him into like, "Hey, we're still friends, and you should help me," type of thing, and I'll help you. I thought that was excellent. I like what they do with Kevin Owens' character right now. He's so unhinged, but to a level where it's just like I don't even know if I'm rooting for him at this point, but it is pretty crazy. Then we had Nia and Bailey. Now Nia had a big night because she attacked Rhea Ripley in the beginning, and then Rhea got the revenge to set up the Saturday Night main event match after this. That part, honestly, it was. I'm just so tired of that. I didn't even put it in here because it was just I mean Rhea has a lot in the second reign that she has to do, but like just doing it against people that she's already faced against right off the bat is just a very bad decision there, especially against somebody with like Nia Jax, who she's had matches with before and who've had bad matches with her before. So it's just not the safest call to do. I feel like they could have definitely gone a different direction with that. And yeah, so we go to the match with Bailey and Nia Jax. I think it was okay. It really didn't serve much of a point to it, just to kind of set the feud up with Nia and Rhea, and then Bailey and Roxanne, did that. And Roxanne actually drop kicked, not drop kicked, but kicked that poor lady in the crowd. I don't know if you've seen that clip, but that is wild. She accidentally kicked somebody right in the face and knocked her right out of her chair. That was probably the best moment of the match, and that's not even really the match. So I'll put it in B. It was serviceable for what they were doing, but it was kind of random and not really a match that had much care into it. Then we had Penta versus Pete Dunne. I feel like Penta's first match was a lot better. This one it wasn't bad or anything. I feel like they had some different things. I'm not a big fan of Pete Dunne. I feel like his like style, the strong style, doesn't really work well with this, so it just kind of didn't translate super well. So I'm gonna put it in B. It was still a solid match. Definitely liked it on the card, but I feel like the Gable match was a lot better. Also, we had a couple of things in the backstage of like the Judgment Day talking about having a plan. They're gonna have a tag team match, and Dom is going to step in, and then he said something about this dark arts thing, which I think is a little bit of a teaser for Malachi Black or Aleister Black coming back because he owns a dojo called Dark Arts. Could be a stretch, but it kind of feels poignant that that was part of the thing, and it does feel like that would be a pretty decent feud to bring in there as like Malachi Black, starting with that type of stuff, like having a little bit of heat and momentum coming in. If he's coming in, I don't know. We never know about that type of stuff. This is the rest of the stuff. I can't remember if the Logan Paul or the Pew Fusion Collective match came first, so we'll go with the match first. This had a couple good spots. That Zoe Stark dropkick from the top rope was nasty, but the rest of the match was just okay. I didn't really care too much about it. We've ran it back so many times, so I'm gonna put it in C. It's just not what I wanted to see. It'd been fine if they just changed something up, but it just kind of felt flat, and having somebody like Io Sky on the opposite side to have just kind of a C match is kind of devastating because she's phenomenal, and it feels like she just, oh, here's a couple, 10-minute match, and you're only going to be in it for like 3 or 4 minutes, and it's really not much that she was able to do in that time, and it just kind of was a quick and easy match. Logan Paul coming back next week. I put it in D. I'm not excited at all. I can at least say I hate Logan Paul as a person, but I think he's an okay wrestler. But he just doesn't belong in the WWE. We just don't need him. Like, I don't understand the point of having him in there when he's just a huge problem on the outside. It's like if you're gonna draw the line out of a lot of other people and not want to work with them because of outside stuff, this is definitely a person that should also fall that way. And just because he's rich and wants to spend money here, it doesn't mean that you should let him. And yeah, put it in D. Not a big fan. Just not don't care about him. So next up, we had the main event, which was the rematch between Drew and Seth, the WrestleMania rematch. It was a really good match. It was a good main event. I thought everyone was overall pretty solid. It was kind of crazy to see Seth pull off the win. Seth got that jump over Drew McIntyre was pretty crazy for the size of both of them. I put it as the best match of the night. Put it in A. Obviously, as you can see, most of the stuff, it just was like most of the matches were just kind of mid, but this one's definitely the best one. Definitely felt main event worthy, and I'm excited to have seen it, but it wasn't like if you're missing out if you missed it. Then at the very end, we had Sami Zayn try to come down for the save and accidentally kick Seth Rollins. I really don't understand the point of this. I guess it's like to set up maybe Seth turning on everybody, but like I really just don't know where they're going with this. I still really am the strong believer wishing that Seth, KO, and Drew McIntyre would team up to take everybody out. It doesn't quite fit, but like it would still be really nice. But unless they're leading to something like this, I really just could care less. Putting Sammy versus Seth Rollins again, if that's going to be what they go with this. Not really needed. Don't really need it, so put it down and C. But yeah, overall, I put the Raw at a B. I mean, it was good, but nothing too crazy or memorable. A lot of segments that were just kind of to further the storyline. I feel like this is a weird time because we have the Saturday main event Saturday, but then like also where do we put all this Royal Rumble stuff right afterwards? Like we've only have Bailey and Nia have done it for the women. And we have quite a few men, but like again, it's not anything too crazy. So yeah, I guess we'll see it. And there's just a random picture of Penta. I don't know why it's here, but yeah, I think overall that's my review of Monday Night Raw. We'll be doing this for SmackDown. I'll be having a Saturday Night Main Event prediction video probably up the day after, probably Wednesday. I'm going to try to go ahead on it. It's probably a bad idea, but I feel like there's a good possibility we don't get any more matches. So I think the prediction video would be best just to do it now. Until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.